Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. I'm doing a follow-up video on making ginger ale homemade with a ginger bug. And what you're looking at is my ginger bug. So let's go ahead and let's get started on this. So the first thing that we're going to need is, the recipe calls for 8 cups of filtered water. You don't want to use chlorinated water, city water. So make sure you get some filtered water or purified water. Distilled water is fine. And we want to take a ginger clove and cut some up. Cut about, I think they said maybe 4, 5, 6 pieces up thinly. Slice it up. You don't have to peel it. And so we're going to put it in this pot, and we're going to add some sugar to it. It looks like we're going to probably, recipe calls for, let's see, recipe calls for 2/3 cup of sugar and 4 to 6 pieces of organic fresh garlic. Slice it up thinly, and then we're going to also put 1/2 cup of our ginger bug starter in there after we get this boiled. We're going to boil this for a couple minutes, so let's go ahead and turn it on and add the sugar, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to give this a stir. Mix up that sugar in there. And I got it up on high, and we're going to heat this, probably for until it comes to a boil, and then we're going to lower the heat and let it simmer for 10 minutes. And then we're going to add our ginger bug, and we're going to go ahead and put them in some cute little bottles. Let me show you. These are the bottles that I got for the ginger ale. I got these at the Dollar Tree. So they have those in stock right now. They got the smaller ones, and then they've got the bigger ones. Here's a smaller one. So I went ahead and sterilized those, but this is what I'm going to put the ginger ale in. And once we get it in there, we're going to have to seal these and put these up and let them, go through a fermenting process. So, but we'll get into that as we go through the rest of the steps to making ginger ale. All right, I'll be right back. So basically what we are doing here is we're making a ginger tea. So let's go ahead and let it boil, and we'll let it cool down, and then we'll finish getting started. Alright guys, well, the ginger tea has cooled off to room temperature. Now we're going to get ready, and we're going to add the ginger bug along with some lime juice. And you want to make sure that you use a wooden spoon when you mix this stuff together. So I'm going to go ahead and get that and pour it in, and I'll be right back. So you're going to want to add 1/2 cup of the ginger bug. I already put it in there. And then we're going to need 1/3 cup of either lemon juice or lime juice. You want to stir this up with a wooden spoon. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the lime juice. Now the lime or lemon juice is optional. You don't have to add it. Okay, so everything is cooled down to room temperature. I added the ginger bug, 1/2 cup, and some lime juice, 1/3 cup. Like I said, it is optional. So, seeing as how I can't find my funnel, I'm going to just use my measuring cups right here to pour them into these bottles. Whoop. The bottles right here. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put them in the bottles, and what you need to do is put the lids on here and let it sit for 3 to 6 days, and it's going to go through its fermenting process. That's how you're going to get that fizzle, like the carbonation type effect. And so it should be ready within 6 days. So make sure to check back here, because I'm going to do another video on how it turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up all of these bottles that I sterilized. And remember, you can get these bottles at the Dollar Tree. They're $1.25 each. And they got that size, and then they've got that little size. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up, and I'll be right back. It doesn't look like this is going to make a whole lot. I did like 8 cups, but I got a lot of starter or ginger bug left. Oops, I did that up a little too much. I'll have to pour some out. But you want to leave a head space, because this is going to go through fermentation, and it's going to probably, you know, build up pressure and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this into one of the other bottles. So I think it's going to probably make 3, maybe 3.5 bottles. And these bottles are, I think, 16 ounces. So, all right. All right, guys. It made, that little batch made 3.5 bottles, and like I said, these bottles are, I think, 12 or 16 ounces each, and a half of one. I've got some more ginger bug in the refrigerator, and I can make some more. I'm going to see how this turns out. I'm going to let you know if I have to tweak it or anything, but I did take a little sip of the ginger ale mix, and it tastes awesome. It's going to have a kick to it also. So anyhow, I hope that you all enjoyed this, and I'm going to put a link in the description for this recipe and also for the ginger bug. I had the ginger bug in the first video, but this is part 2 of it. And here in about 6 days, we're going to open up a bottle, and we're going to do a taste test and see how it turns out. So if you do this, let us know how it turned out. Just come back over here to the channel and make a comment. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time here in the countryside. Bye.